Hello people. So a lot of you had questions regarding the last video I did where I was uploading where they started the floor. I'm not really qualified to answer most of your questions, so here's Paul. Everybody, Paul. Let's
Hi.
have a large round of applause for our Quark Express user.
There's nothing wrong with Quark Express. It's a very capable program. So yeah, questions. And the very first one, of course, they should be using self-leveling concrete. That's nuts the way they're doing it. When you go in there with a level and you actually check the level of the floor, you find out that the front of the store that is on the street is about somewhere between 8 and 10 inches lower than the back of the store. So if we were to try to put self-leveling concrete in that space, it would all slump straight out the door. So self-leveling concrete is out, unless we wanted to do some step transition, ramp transition, or something like that. But it would wind up being too heavy, too much. It's an old building. It's got some decent truss structure underneath, but not fully. It's not going to support a couple tons of concrete on it. Let's see here.
James McCauley says, "Will you marry me?"
No. The soft drink conspiracy. I think there's something going on there. I think we need to look more into that.
If the first chat on Twitch is asking if we read it.
No.
I'm just gonna type no, because that's the only thing that ever shows up in Twitch chat.
Always.
The only thing that's ever there is, does he read this? Never a comment. Right. Paul, when will it be finished?
2 weeks.
That's the old contractor meme.
2 weeks. Where was the other one? Somebody else got me raging earlier. Can't figure out what they're doing in your office, raising the floor up that high without a ramp. Looks like a trip hazard. First off, you think this is the end? That's all they're going to do is the back of the office? No, they're doing the entire floor. We didn't pay $20,000 for 400 square feet of new subfloor, and that's it. So we're doing the entire floor. And trip hazard. Why is everybody with this trip hazard constantly? Like, the human race would not even survive this long with steps. We all have steps. We have a step to get in this store. How have we survived without ramps everywhere? Oh my god, everybody should be falling on their face and breaking their nose everywhere. All this, the ADA stuff makes sense, but come on. It reminds me of one time, I'm in Atlantic City, doing some gambling, and I see nice little old lady. She's walking through the casino. She's got her little walker there, and she's shuffling along through the casino. And the casinos are all like multi-levels all over the place. And she's like shuffling along. She looks like she's having kind of a hard time. She's shuffling along with her walker. And she gets to one of the areas that has 2 steps to get up into the next area. She just picks up that motherfucking walker, takes her 2 steps up, puts it back down, and starts shuffling along again. Laughed and laughed. Can you buy a Pepsi from this? 15. I don't know how much that is in US. Probably get a can. What are they doing? So the floor is not flat. It's not level. It's not flat. In Lewis's office, what they've done so far, where you see it, where you can see where they raised it by the door there, that is the high point. So that's the smallest amount that you see. By the time you get to the other side of the wall, they're about 6 inches out. So the actual floor is 6 inches underneath that subfloor. That's how much everything rolled from one side to the other. And then the main space itself is the same that way. It crests in the center and then comes back down right out the door. So where the finished product of this is going to be, it's not going to be level. The floor is not going to be level, but it's going to be flat. There's 2 different things here. level is level as far as gravity is concerned. Flat is flat. So the floor is still going to be sloping out towards the door, because if we didn't, then we would have like 10 inches worth of a step at the end of the space, but we're going to have it slope flatly all the way out to the front. So there's not going to be any lumps anywhere. You're not going to be drifting anywhere or anything, but there is a 4 to 5 inch difference from the back wall all the way to the front, where it's going to transition to tile.
Why you? What? I'm not stealing the office from Paul.
What happened?
Did you see the donated come?
No.
Anytime that you hear that noise, something shows up on screen.
Why are you allowing Lisa to steal the office from? I don't want an office in the back.
How can I help you?
No, I don't want a whole office to myself. People just fuck with it too much. Lewis especially. And we're gonna have teaching back there too. It's gonna be the classroom. I don't want to be in charge of the classroom. No way. Pepsi conspiracy. I'm wondering about the Pepsi conspiracy. I'm wondering how much that has to do with anything. I think it's something we should keep an eye on.
Are they going to shorten the toilet door with a higher floor?
That's up to. Not sure what we're going to do that yet. We might shorten the door. We might raise the floor in the bathrooms, put another subfloor, retile it, move the collar for the toilet and the floor drain and stuff like that. I'm probably going to have to raise the sink. I don't know if he's going to do it, but we don't have to pay him to do it. I could raise the sink because it's going to be way too low by then. I don't know if we're going to do that or if we're just going to put a ramp from the main space into the bathrooms. I think it just might be better to just put a ramp from the main space into the bathroom, put 2 handrails on either side so you don't trip into the ramp, because, you know, humans are stupid and they don't know how to walk on a floor if it has steps in it. I might put a window in the back office. So are we going to put windows in the back office? Maybe, maybe not, because what I'm thinking about doing in the very back wall of the main space, I want to put a built-in workbench with a fume hood over it. So we have that exhaust fan that's in Lewis's office in the back. I don't want to use that exhaust fan. It's ridiculously loud and obnoxious. I'm going to rip that out of the ceiling, but I'm going to use the ductwork to that exhaust fan to put some smaller ones in there just to vent from the ultrasonic cleaner, and when we clean out machines, I want somewhere for the dust to go out instead of staying in the space. I think we should get a couple Pepsi bottles for ourselves and drink them to that line and just put them all over the space. We should get like 2 liters of Pepsi, and we'll empty them all out to the calorie line and then just put them all over the space. Lewis, the floor looks fine the way it is. It's not bad, but it's lumpy. It rolls like an ocean all over the place. It's not flat. Data recovery benches aren't that expensive. Or I mean, not expensive. I mean, heavy. There's nothing that we have that's gonna overrun the floor that they put down. Well, thank you, Jethro. So my idea is, let's go get 10 2-liter bottles of Pepsi. We'll empty them down to the calories line and just put them all over the space.
Somebody suggested we fund the space by putting a Pepsi vending machine.
Yeah, we could do that, yeah. Throw 1 Mountain Dew in just for fun. How about a mellow yellow? 1 mellow yellow in the middle.
You don't seem mad enough. You haven't read enough comments yet. Read more comments. More mad.
More mad. Why can't people go up a step? Why are steps so terrible? Steps' lives matter too.
does the new wooden floor work to make warping minimized? Some people were saying, doesn't wood warp, and isn't that just going to bring you back to square one in the beginning at some point?
Yeah, the wood will warp in probably 50, 60 years. I mean, yeah, my house is from the 1920s, so yeah, the floors at the edges go down or go up a little bit, and it takes a long time for wood to warp.
In 50 years, my office won't be level anymore. How am I
Might
going
not
to
be.
fix MacBooks in a not level floor in 2070? If those are my Pepsi, they would be completely empty, says Len. Surround Pepsi bottles with Coke bottles. If you don't read what's on the screen, people will become salty, by the way, when you hear the hello, welcome chant. Aren't you afraid of fire from some batteries? What are you trying to say about my batteries?
Yeah, we will have more fireproof containers at this space for batteries to go into. Some people have a brain in the comments here. Mellow Yellow, the frick, you from Arkansas? No, I'm from Jersey. But I drink Mellow Yellow. I'm a drag racing fan. I drink Mellow Yellow. Somebody wants us to water cool a MacBook with Pepsi. We did that, didn't we? Or we used Coke. Lewis did a video showing you how fast corrosion will grow on a charging circuit, and that's one of the things he poured on it was Coke. My screensaver is... what the hell was the name of that? I forget the name of my screensaver now. Yeah, everybody loves that screensaver. It's from screensaversplanet.com. I forget the name of it, though. I think I have it on this computer. Let me see.
That is a dumb username.
Who? I don't see anything. Put Coke bottles. Where's that showing up in chat? How come this doesn't show up in chat?
Which one?
Whatever just rang.
Oh, it shows up on this screen.
Oh.
Put Coke. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. It's a night. It's not. You have to get used to it. Did you read the Twitch so that they don't?
Is he reading Twitch? No, I'm not reading Twitch.
Yeah, that's usually the first comment, and it causes me to ignore it just on principle. I would. Put a step from client level to employee level. Love himself. I'm a wheelchair person, and it makes sense to me. Says one.
We're actually probably going to have a ramp transition from the customer level to employee level.
What do you think about building being held by shareholders? It means that they all live in the buildings. Something tells me that if this building were run by shareholders or that live there rather than a large company, that they wouldn't set it on fire as often as they do, and it would have heat in the winter. But that's just me. What? Why isn't it possible to replace the old floor instead of building new one on top? That is a question for Paul. Why isn't it possible to replace the old floor instead of building new one on top?
Well, the old floor, the back where you saw it already replaced, is a concrete slab that's on the ground. In the middle of the store is where it transitions to where we have a basement underneath it and truss supports. So how would you go about changing that? You would have to demolish the concrete slab or something? No, that's... For future duct for integrated fume extractors, so we do not need to hear constant fan noise. I was thinking about that. It might get difficult to run ductwork to every single desk. Yeah, and what I would like to figure out something to do, put these fume extractors in like a more soundproof case or something. Make a soundproof box for each one of them, since we'll have space to have something a little bit bigger. Is that 2 lines? Did it miss? Or is that the end
I
of the
think you missed
message?
the last one. Yeah, every time somebody comments, I then have to start talking faster to finish the answer to the old question so I can get to the new one before it disappears off the screen. It's a sport.
Oh, for who asked, my screensaver is called Helios from Screensaver's Planet. It's a free screensaver.
Someone keeps spamming, I disagree.
What do you disagree with?
I don't know, but since he spammed it 3 times in less than a page, you go. Bye-bye. I hate spam.
We will never find out what you disagree with.
Why not just pour more concrete on top?
Because the floor slopes out the door. It's a 10-inch difference from the back of the store to the front of the store. You try to pour concrete on that, it's just going to wind up out on the street.
What's wrong with concrete on the street? Don't you need concrete for a sidewalk?
Can you imagine what that would look like? It looked like we had a lava flow in the store.
Is that seriously 10 inches from the back to the front?
Yeah.
How is that even
So
possible?
this is not going to be level. It's the floor is going to slope towards the front, but it's not going to be precipitable because
It's not going to do this bullshit.
yeah, it's going to be flat, just not level. Maybe put the smoke extractors in the basement. Still, we have to run a bunch of, you have to run wires then. You have to have switches on the desk to turn on the plug that it's plugged into in the basement. Then you have to run the hosing to it. And I'd like to do some experiments with these things and see how far they will draw air through a hose for. How far can we get away with running hoses? Maybe have all of these in one central location where they're in a soundproof cabinet, and we just turn on a switch on the desk, and it'll turn on yours that's piped to your desk.
I know how to pour concrete on sloped surfaces, says Patrick Kiefer. Why not demo the building and do new construction?
That's a great idea. We should do that.
Move the decimal point over by about 7.
Yeah. Instead of $20,000, you're talking, maybe 20 million? 200 million? In New York? Yeah, probably 200 million. If not more.
Is it necessary to completely remove lead-free when going from lead-free to leaded solder? Technically, you're supposed to, but technically you're supposed to leave the JTAG connector on the board too. Like, it doesn't.
So it is necessary to completely remove. I don't think so, because most of the lead-free solders it's the same stuff that's in the leaded solder, just no lead. So lead-free a lot of time is silver tin. So leaded solder is tin lead. So the tin, the lead, the silver, I don't think anything is gonna be cross-contaminated in any bad way or anything. Are you happy with the progress the contractors have done so far? It's progressing. They seem to be moving along. It's a small crew. It's not like we hired a gigantic firm or anything like that. It's a small crew doing it. They're doing a good job at what they're doing. So as long as the results are still good, as long as what they're doing is quality, I don't care how long it's taking, really. They're not getting paid by the hour from us. They already got paid, and that's it, you know?
They get paid by the Pepsi. Why not using plaster for the floor?
Still, how many tons of plaster do you have to get in? Are you guys going to offer training in the new place? Yes, we are going to... No way.
Professor Paul.
Sometimes. It depends on what you want to learn. I might might teach like a basic electronics course if you want to learn Ohm's law and transistor theory. Now, oh yeah, either you're gonna get smart or you're gonna get strong. So yeah, training. We'll have training. We're gonna reopen the training. We'll probably have different courses doing different things. Somebody asked, what about running cables, etc., under the new floor? It's a good idea. We might actually do that. We'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I would have wanted to do it beforehand. It's just I don't know where they're going to go. Because we move stuff around so often that
Yeah.
nothing is really permanent.
That's the problem with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a couple in-floor receptacles just straight down the center of the space, just so that if we put something in there, you have receptacles for things.
Is that something we should do now before they finish?
It doesn't really matter. It's easy enough to... As long as I get to see the open floor before they put the floorboards down, we can figure out how to do it afterwards.
Too difficult to retile the place with a leveler approach. Maybe build a more substantial subfloor with heating and cabling built in.
Heating, it's not hot air. It's steam heat in the place. So we already have radiators in it.
Oreo.
Cabling, yeah. It wouldn't be bad to do some cabling through it. But we haven't planned enough like that. Oh, yeah. The contractor wants the drawings. Can you email him the drawings?
Which ones? Because the drawings that we have are the shitty ones.
It doesn't matter. He just wants to see something. I told him that they're crap, and if you put all three of them together, you get what we talked about, and that's it. So don't go only loosely on it.
Can we scan or take a picture of the good one or deliver it, the one that we did? Also, I don't have his
Yeah,
email.
if you want. He said you had his
How
email.
much did you cringe when Lewis called the shims wood bits? Also, what does Lewis say that
I didn't
you
watch
cringe
the whole
most?
thing. I didn't watch
It's
the
too many, I
entire video today. Wood bits.
What's the worst thing I've said so far?
There was something. I forget what it was. I have a vibrating kitty in my lap.
The GoFundMe is at 29K. If it gets up to 30K to stream, would you like me to send cupcakes, cookies, or ice cream? I'm on a diet, JP. No cupcakes. I didn't know this.
Man, I have been liking those Krispy Kreme donuts.
No cupcakes.
Those Krispy Kreme
No
donuts have been so
cupcakes.
good.
I'm
Thank you.
on a diet, but thank you. Oh shit,
Excuse me. I reformatted a Veracrypt partition. Am I fucked? I've never worked with it. I don't know anything about it. Are you trying to get your data back from it? Is that what you're trying to do? Contractors' Pepsi policy? I'm not sure. I would like to know. I think it's something we should keep an eye on. Hey, Oreo's in chat too. How are you typing? You're sitting here. You don't have a keyboard. How are you typing? Here. Get some Oreo cam too. I was in the Marine Corps from 98 to 2006. So we didn't eat crayons back then. We ate glue. We ate Target glue on the range, not crayons. Oh, more donuts. Oh, boy. Yeah, the Krispy Kremes are good. Crayons with spicy jalapeno cheese spread. Is that any good? Sounds like it might be good. Thank you for the 20-something. I don't know what that symbol is. Law passed in Sweden which makes it illegal to sell leaded solder. Kinda sucks when the big brother tells you. Yeah. I'm on the other side of that. I understand ROHS and stuff like that, but there's some instances. Yeah, the alloys have gotten better and better, and there are alloys out there that perform as good as lead, but there's still instances where lead is just it's better. Not always, but lead is more universally better. It's better on more things.
A law passed in Sweden making it illegal to sell leaded solder. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have a repair shop in Sweden. Remember when Sarah sent her machine and she said she couldn't find a single place that did component level board repair in Sweden?
They'd probably make it
now
difficult.
Now it makes sense why they don't do component level board repair in Sweden. Thank you for your service, Paul. This is Christopher Kelly.
No, thank you. No Tesla repair. Stop it. Stop it with Tesla repair. Like I've been citing for many years now that there's a study that NASA did extensively that now recently within the past 5 years there has been some lead-free alloys that will pass all of their tests. But until then, you know, they're not common. I don't even know which ones they are. You're hard-pressed to buy them in the marketplace. But NASA, for many years, including now, even though there are lead-free compounds, NASA requires 5% lead content in anything that is going in space. Any solder joint for anything that's going in space, any tinning of the leads of a component on a circuit board, all has to have at least 5% lead.
Nobody can see Oreo Cat. Oh, no.
You can see an Oreo right here. Look at that.
At
Look at that Oreo. Look at that Oreo.
Paws. They were filled with shit, and so was his ass because he doesn't know how to clean it. He gets mad at me when I do that.
He's vibrating. He's happy. Decryption works for 100%.
JP, no cupcakes.
See, that's these questions on your hard drive are definitely for Steve. We gotta have a Steve stream sometime.
An involuntary Steve stream.
Yeah, I don't know anything about encrypted partitions. The floor in the back office is actually level. It's not that it's just flat. It is actually level. Glass only Tesla truck repair. It's bulletproof glass. You don't have to change it, right? Ever.
Would you rather use leaded solder to repair Tesla or lead-free solder to fix MacBooks?
I don't know. I like my leaded solder.
What did you do with the mouse traps in the trash bin? I tossed him outside, and right after I tossed him outside, he immediately ran into Atomic Wings' basement, where I'm sure he's living a much happier life, filled with hot sauce and hot wings and chicken wings and...
Either that or somebody got a chicken nugget from Atomic Wings that was actually a mouse nugget.
A mouse. Yeah, that mouse is very happy. Bluetooth headphone. This Shure Bluetooth cable thing for the person who asked. Wouldn't it be better to have the floor in the front level and have a ramp at the door? That actually makes sense. Rather than having a floor that slopes down.
Now we're going to have a transition much towards the front, but it's not going to be as much as it should be, or it could be.
Will the front of the store go to the level of that pillar foot? What's a pillar?
Not the very front of the store. The rest of the store is going to be really close to that. Nah, probably not that much. You're still going to see a foot.
How many greenies is the bounty on each mouse? We have no greenies in the store because the
the mouse ate the greenies.
Yeah.
Do you want a greenie? You need to get some love, some. He's so vibratey. The meetups, Mobifix. The meetups, we haven't had one for a while. Cat food I send works out well. Also, oh, you got a heated office oh, cool. Thank you, JP. He'll be very happy. Although he sleeps in this corner over here in the office that is unreachable. So I don't know if we put a cat bed somewhere else, if he's going to use it. Maybe. But he loves his little secluded corner. For now, anyway. Today he's been out almost all day. I think he's getting used to the place. Today was the first day that he went all the way up to the front. Only one Oreo, 2 technicians. That's saucy.
Thank you, David.
Oh yeah, we'll be changing the locks. And I don't think there's any. Yeah, I'm a fan of LPL on YouTube and Bosnian Bill and all them. So I'll be on the lookout for stuff like that. Isn't there electrical code for distance outlets need to be from the floor? Yeah, there is. Some of them may need to be raised. Now the door frames are, yeah, we already measured that. We have 5 inches that we can go up, and we're still within specs for the door frames. I'm petting the cat. This is Lewis wanted me to rage at people's comments in the last stream. How could I rage with all this cuteness on my lap?
By the way, Paul, if you try to read all the questions, you'll never go home.
Yeah.
Do some work, someone said.
A time capsule in the floorboards would be interesting.
Thank you, Glassmaster.
I'll put a couple pictures of what the space looked like before and put them in a time capsule underneath the floor.
Oreo do board repairs better than Apple Genius.
Oreo, you gonna fix a board?
He is a good ESD safe kitten.
Here, do you know how to use a soldering iron? Let me get your paw. Here, you hold on to this. Here, hold on to that.
You're gonna clean his paw if you touch his paw. Petting a cat is work. Paul, how would you fix the noisy gate? What is wrong with that gate that it sounds like...
No, it needs grease.
It goes ga 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 as you're going up.
Yeah, it needs some good greasing along the tracks and stuff. Some marine grease. It's the best stuff you could get.
So the wood floor elevation is normal? Question mark, says Sponix.
The wood floor what?
Time capsule and floorboards.
This is how you hold soldering iron, right? That's how you hold soldering iron. There's a cushion here and everything where you're supposed to hold it, but no, this is how. And then you smile as you're soldering away from you like this. OSHA approved Oreo. This is an everybody approved Oreo. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You plan on opening a branch in Miami? Never been down there. I don't think we plan on opening anywhere outside of New York. Show me the customers. Here there are many customers. Show me the customers. No, nobody dislikes Oreo. Does anybody work in the store dislike Oreo? No. Everybody likes them. Am I a dog person or a cat person? I think I'm a cat person. It's my emotional support cat. This is my cat. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My cat is my friend. This is my life. I must master my cat as I must master my life. I wanted to donate it to your GoFundMe, but I have no credit card. Never bought an Apple product in my life, but seeing you do logic board repair is very relaxing. It is, isn't it? Good on you for never buying an Apple product. Why is Paul? Paul is here because Lewis wanted me to rage about the comments on the latest construction video. Because people are ridiculous. How often does Oreo get his rear wiped?
Once a day.
Once a day?
And sometimes if I wait too long, then I have to wipe his paws like today. I wiped yesterday, but in that time, not only did he manage to dirty his ass, he also managed to dirty his paws. What the hell is that? How does this work? Does it sense?
I don't know. I didn't use it.
How does this piece of shit? It's really not very sensitive. How does it alter it? Oreo, you have gook in your eye.
I think he was cooking his whisker. Oh my god, that is so loud. Oh my god. Please stop. Am I allowed to move? Is it gonna go off again? Like a fucking landmine.
Oh, two donations at the same time came out like that. Adam, who used that link? Does Oreo get paid overtime, and can you hit Lewis with the Nerf gun that is behind you?
Nerf gun? There's a Nerf gun. Oh. I don't like that one.
That would make such a terrible solution.
That is not a Nerf gun. That is an airsoft gun.
This doesn't shoot.
I hope Oreo stays here. How did I end up working for Lewis? I was a viewer, and I was sick and tired of my job as an auto mechanic. The industry just sucks. Everybody constantly comes in with their own parts, and what? It costs that much to install? And they buy the cheapest parts possible and then blame you when it doesn't work out right. The auto industry is just buggered. So, I know this stuff. I can do this stuff. I didn't know MacBook specifically. I did radio repair in the Marine Corps. So I figured, hey, he's always complaining he needs more techs. So I made a comment on a YouTube video, and he called me up. We're not really raising the floor. We're just leveling the floor. As far as it trapping moisture, if I see that as a problem, then I'll wind up putting some vents in there. If it turns into a problem, just drill a couple holes, put some vents, put some fans, if you got to.
How do you know when a logic board is beyond repair? Usually once it's in your queue.
Once it's in my queue, then it's beyond repair. If it's in Paul first status, that means it's beyond repair. And I will spend 2 hours on it and put a comment saying fixed, working. The logic board is beyond repair. One of the main ways, one of the first things is if you have power rails, if you have PP bus G3 hot, PP342, and then you're missing PM sleep S5L. The only thing that can create that is the CPU. So if you have that missing, you're done.
But you can zone out CPU.
If you can get a good CPU, you can change the CPU.
Doctor can get a good GPU to a 2006 X1600 MacBook.
I don't believe that.
Me either. I think that's some bullshit. When you move, are you leaving Oreo?
No, we're taking him with us. He's going to be the night watch at the new store, too.
We didn't, yeah. Getting an alarm system was out of budget. One thing that Oreo is good at is if I'm using remote or anything, Radmin or whatever from my home computer, and he sees the cursor move, he will chase it ferociously.
Actually, David wants to go into the basement. He wants his office in the basement. I don't want to be in the basement. I'm not antisocial. I would love to start shooting Lewis with a Nerf gun. I actually like the disruptor that I have under my desk. It's better than these things. I don't like these big ones. They don't work well at all. The disruptor has been the best one so far. But I have a cat in my lap. Do you know how anti-productive a cat can be sometimes? Like, you don't want to disturb him. He's sitting here, he's purring like crazy. He's so happy. I don't want to get up and disturb him. And even if I roll the chair over there and try to reach it, he's going to get scared and he's going to go running. Like, he's even kneading my leg with his little paws. You can't disturb this guy. I don't want him to run away. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this cat. Hikvision. We were looking at GeoVision cameras for most of it. But we might wind up getting moving some of... We have Hikvisions all over the place. We might wind up moving them with us. Customer lounge in the basement. Will the It's Not Lying agent be chained up in the basement? She needs to be strung up on a flagpole somewhere or something. Not in the basement. For all to see. Make an example. Yeah, Oreo was a stray cat. Well, not a stray cat. Well, I guess so. He was just wandering around. Lewis found him, kept seeing him day after day in the same spot, so he took him in. He recently found out that he is chipped. He went to the vet. He is chipped. We contacted the previous owner. The previous owner doesn't want him back. What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Yeah. I don't know if it's been asked, but are you using the subfloor to run cable under the floor? It hasn't been talked about. I didn't know what they were going to be doing, how it was going to be done. I see the way it's done now, and we can definitely run some cabling under the floor for at least some outlets or something like that. But I don't know if it's needed. It's a workspace. I'm not trying to make this place minimalist and sterile like a Apple store. I don't mind having conduits on the walls and junction boxes. Nothing needs to be in the walls or anything like that. Everything can be run in conduit. I have no problem with that at all. It's a workspace. Most of the wall space is going to be taken up by benches, so you're not going to see anything that's on the wall anyway. For the Ethernet cables, I'd actually prefer a cable trough running down either the middle or one of the sides with a couple branches off of it or something. So, because we change things too often. Lewis is always running new HDMI cables in places. We're always running more Ethernet in places. So I don't want anything sealed up to where we can't change it. Cat hair. Walter White. I tried a hat like his. It doesn't look right on me. Do you have better internet in the new shop? That is an understatement. That we have FiOS. We have gigabit concurrent connection in the new shop, or we will when we sign up for it, but we have FiOS in the new location. So, screw off to Time Warner with all their lousy service. And for some reason, anybody that's been following us for a long time, we signed up for DSL as a failover, and then the fire happened. You know how long ago the fire was? Our DSL got cut off because the trunk line between the buildings got burnt. They never came to fix it. We're still paying for DSL somehow. They won't cancel our account. They keep charging us. You hate all floors. How can you hate all floors? You got to stand on something. Well, you not run a fiber run for your network switches?
So on that page, you can see that on Apple's own website, they're saying that they fixed that for free, correct?
I don't think we don't need fiber. We don't need fiber between switches.
Yeah, so what I want you to do is print out that website, go back to the same Apple store, speak to the same fuck that lied to you, and ask them why is it that it says on the website that it's free.
Sound is muting? If the floor is raised 2 inches, what happens to the doors? The doors get cut. Just gotta take the doors off the hinges, put them on a sawhorse, and cut 2 inches off. All the door frames are big enough that it's fine. Why is the floor raised? The floor is raised because it's not flat.
Machine that opens and closes properly. So that's not on you, that's on them. So if he told you it's $650, just print out that sheet, go back to the place, and just politely refuse to leave until they fix it for free, as stated on their own site.
How much will be the telecom switch cost? I think no one have thought about that. What switch? You mean the switch for our network? We already have a network switch that we're going to be bringing over there. We will have more equipment to go to that switch, so we might get another one, but they're not that expensive. We have an unmanaged switch. It's PoE. Like $400, something like that for one of those switches. 48 port PoE. Netgear switch. As far as if you're talking about switching providers, we don't have we're out of a contract with Time Warner. We're long past any contract time, so we could just end. Does the new store have a parking lot? No, it does not. It's on a nice side street. It's on 27th Street. There is parking usually on the street every time I've seen. The street does get crowded from time to time because it doesn't continue. It only continues after 7th Ave. It's going from 6th to 7th, but then it's closed at between 7th and 8th because of the Fashion Institute of Technology. It actually goes like underneath their campus there, and during daytime hours it's closed to traffic. You can't go through there, but at off hours it is open. Weekends it's open. What about the bathroom floor? The bathroom floor, it's either going to be raised, and we'll have to move up the collar for the toilet and the floor drain. Either that, or we're just going to ramp down into it. I like the idea of just ramping down into it. And we'll just put up handrails on either side of it so nobody falls into it, because humans can't take steps anymore. This is Oreo on my lap, nuzzling into my arm. And I live in the new shop's basement. I will cook. We need a kitchenette. Be great to have a live-in cook. Do you think the location near the university will increase your foot traffic significantly? I'm hoping so. I think it's a good spot. It's midtown. It's going to open up a lot more avenues of people that don't know that we're down here. There's two things there that I'm really excited about having near us. So FIT is right at the end of the street, and then about 4 stores over from us is a movie production rental house. So most movie people they have MacBooks. There's a lot of MacBooks in the creative arts like that. So it'll be good business coming from them. Hopefully we can establish a relationship with them or something. It'd be good to fix other things too. We have the space to learn how to fix other things. Maybe I could fix an RE camera or something like that too. ETA to the space being completed 2 weeks. Who knows? Hopefully not that long. What time is it here? It's 3:43 in the afternoon. Ooh, Oreo's nose is so cold. How many students attend FIT? I would love to know. That is a good question. I would definitely love to know that. What is the student base over there? You got a bunch of flyers made up for once you move. Not yet. I designed a big sign for the window. I didn't get a chance to print it last weekend. So hopefully this weekend, because my weekend starts today. This is my Friday. So over my weekend, I will have a chance to go print out a 4-foot by 44-inch or 42-inch sign for the window saying we're coming soon. Sonny. Hey, Lewis. There are a couple spaces by us, Sonny. There's some everything's more expensive though. I don't know how big of a space you're looking for, but the problem is for the type of stuff that you do that we always send people to you for, there's a lot of competition. I mean, we would send everybody your way if you move there.
What happened?
Sonny is looking for a new space by us.
What does he want it for?
I don't know. our competition.
Sonny, I'm gonna do to you what you did to Dr. Brendan. Why does he want a new space? What's wrong with St. Mark's? Sonny, what's wrong with St. Mark's Place?
Okay, so the question was posed: how many students go to FIT? That campus has 8,800 students in it.
Is that a lot or a little?
That's a good amount. $7,200 to 10,000, depending on enrollment. That's a good bit of people to pull from.
Is Oreo happy in his accommodation?
Right now, he is warming his cold nose on my wrist.
You have 5 minutes with Tim Cook. No one will know what you asked or did. What do you do? I have quite a few questions for him. Wikipedia. I hear they're opening up a shop on 186 First Avenue. You have to keep Sonny from taking this place.
Yeah, about that.
Don't make me rent 2 stores, Sonny. Has Paul already explained why no screed is used in new store? Screed? Is that secret misspelled?
Self-leveling concrete?
Oh.
Because the back is too high compared to the front. It would all slump out the door. Eat some Oreos in front of
having a
Oreo.
window in the wall. That's out of budget. No budget for that. Our architect also wanted us to move the door from the left to the right, but no. And rebuild that part of the wall back and have the door in the middle, but like that's for when we auction off Oreo, we'll do that.
Now I'm going to use the space on the back wall that would have a window to have a fume hood. We're going to have some exhaust vents up there for the ultrasonic cleaner and for when you blow out a computer with compressed air to vent the dust out of the space instead of just letting it fly around. I could have been in Breaking Bad. Science, bitches. You know, I've never watched it. I've caught some bits of an episode, but I've never watched it. Modular steel deck. You know how uncomfortable that is? It's like in industrial areas or whatever. It's so uncomfortable to walk on and so loud and so echoey. Nobody wants that in a work area. Does Lewis offer after-hour services? What? Do many people come in to repair phones? How many phones we had this last week? David's the one that fixes phones. Too many. Too many. That's the answer. Too many. Would be interesting to see some RE repairs. I would love to, like, even if they would let us get our hands on a junked RE camera so I could tear the thing apart. I'd love to see what's inside these things and how it's constructed. Thanks, hi. Have the suspicious fires and such stopped since the new building was announced? I guess there was only really one. It had nothing to do with us. It had everything to do with some money laundering thing that was going on, I bet, behind me. 2 stores that way. The Tim Cook stuff you gotta pose to Lewis when he's over here, because I don't follow the politicalness of any of this stuff. When did I become bald? It started in high school. Oh, Linus did a video of disassembling as red? I gotta look at that. Where can that go? There you go. Around to 7.5. Depend on your referrals. Aha! So you need our referrals, and we're going to be too far away to send you anybody anymore. Is electrostatic discharge a problem for repairs? It can be. You definitely have to worry about ESD, but not to the extent that some people make it out to be. Everything that you touch is grounded. Any of this good hardware and everything, the handles of stuff are conductive, the hoses are conductive. Everything is going back to ground. You don't need to wear a wrist strap. You don't have to have an ankle bracelet and stuff like that. That's overdoing it for the stuff we do. But yeah, you always have to worry about that. Toyota Corolla is a good car. Yeah, it's a good car. They're reliable. They're cheap to fix. They're easy to fix. I haven't seen a new one lately. I've gotten so far out of that, I don't know what any of the new stuff looks like anymore. It was going in directions that I did not like. Like, everything was getting smaller and more hard to take apart. Like, what was it? There was one car, I forget what it was now, that, it had the feature where your engine will turn off. How do you get ESD safe cats? Does Oreo have wireless grounding? Yes, Oreo has wireless grounding. His nose is grounded to his cold nose is grounded to my arm right now, and it's tickling, kind of. It's funny. I don't really hate Linus. Lewis doesn't care for him that much. I don't really care for his style that much. It's very, I don't know. It's what you need to do to stay alive on YouTube. It's commercially. It's just the stupid stuff. You know, water cooling this and how many frames per second can we get out of that? And it's boring. Everybody else is doing it. He's somehow entertaining doing it. I don't know. I never met the guy. I don't have anything against him. It's just not my type of stuff that I like to watch. Sometimes he comes up with something informative that I will watch, that I do like. But yeah, I forget what car it was. It had the feature where the motor would stop running when you stop, and every time you let go of the brake, the motor would start again. So that's pretty heavy on the starter motor. Now, a normal starter motor, you put the car on a lift, you have to take down a little plastic shield a lot of times, and there's a starter motor. 3 bolts, 2 wires, 3 wires, and that's it. Comes right off. This thing, it uses the starter constantly, and they put the starter underneath the intake manifold. So you had to take the head off, you had to take the intake manifold off, you had to take everything out, take the entire top end of the engine apart just to change the starter. I don't care how good you make a starter, starters go bad. That's one of the things that go bad that needs to be changed. Why make it so that you have to rip everything apart just to get to that starter? That's insane. And I don't know. I'm glad I'm out of the industry. I miss it sometimes. I miss wrenching on things, but the little bit of stuff that I wrench on Lewis's bike is good enough for me. I got my own stuff at home to work on. I don't have any new cars. I got all old cars, so I'm constantly fixing things. Yeah, everything's coming out with that stop-start stuff. 48-volt starter motors, what is that, for the hybrids, where they have 48 volts? Because what else is going to have 48 volts available? Yes, Super AWAC. Engineers are getting worse. I believe that engineers should have to work on what they are engineering. They should have to wrench a nut on what they're engineering. Like, when you see an engineer that actually works on what they're designing, that's the best design stuff ever. Like, Lewis talks shit about Paul Daniels all the time, but Paul Daniels' software, because he's the software engineer and he uses it on a daily basis, it's some of the best software out there. It does everything that you want right then and there. It's perfect for what we do, because the person that programmed it is the person that uses it. So I think the people that design things should be the ones that also install them, should be the ones that work on them. Yes, I was ASE certified in 4 different areas. I took tests for engine mechanical, HVAC, electrical, and brakes. I was gonna wind up going for more. I was gonna get the master mechanic and everything if I kept with it. If I had to take the front tire to change a car battery, yeah, that's common in the Chryslers. Chryslers always hide their battery in the front fender. You have to take the tire off and then take off the cover in the fender well, and you could get the battery out. That's not the worst of it, but, like, come on, why do that when there's other spaces? Like, you can look in that car and see, you could put it there, you could put it there, you could put it there, and I could take it out no problem. You put it up in the front, where also it gets damaged if you get into an accident or anything too. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I don't know anything about headphones or audio. STP world. You have to get Lewis over here for that. The ASE tests were somewhat silly. You have to know test taking. I don't hold too much weight to it. Like, if a mechanic can't pass an ASE test, it doesn't mean that they're not a good mechanic. It's all test taking. If you did good on the SATs and you know mechanic stuff, you can pass the ASE tests, because it's that there's always it's all multiple choice, and there's always that trick answer that's almost right, but no, it's really this one. Excuse me. Remote control hydraulic jacks to control the level of the floor. No, you don't want to do hydraulic. You need to do air, because hydraulic is too slow. So if you want to make the floor jump, you got to do air. We put airbags under everything. Excuse me. $1706 still boot looping. What could be the problem? BIOS? Does a boot loop in everything, even an external boot OS? I wonder about the ASE considered the A+ certification. I should bring in one of my study guides and have Lewis look at it, because he knows the A+ certification He knows what that's like.
I
So
passed by 6 points.
I'd like to see what the ASE is compared to that. He doesn't know anything about mechanics, about cars, so he wouldn't be able to do a fair comparison. I need to find I need to look at A plus book and see what it's like.
I can fix cars.
But no, I passed those the ASE tests were really easy to me. The electrical I passed with 99 out of 99. It was insane. Yeah, Oreo's kind of hiding here. Why are your New Jersey licenses not valid for New York? What licenses? You mean business licenses? You have to register it in the state because your taxes go to the state. What makes Rossmann scope camera adapter so superior? It's solid. It doesn't sag over time. You don't ever have to readjust it because it just decided to crap out on you. It stays straight. And the adjustment is a binocular type screw adjustment that makes it longer and shorter. It has the lenses built into it for the reduction of the image. The other one, you adjust it, and then you tighten down a set screw. When you tighten down a set screw, it cocks it a little bit. So then you get this planar difference of where the left and right of your image is out of focus and the center is in focus. And you loosen it up, and you can get the whole thing in focus, and then you tighten it back up. Unless you shim it somehow, you have to spend I haven't spent a lot of time, but I bet you can shim it somehow to where when you tighten it, it doesn't tilt it at all. It'll stay straight. But who wants to do that when you could just have the good adapter? This thing, it adjusts like that. It doesn't. You don't have to up and down. It has the lenses built inside of it. It's not an extra lens that you have to get for the camera itself. It is the C-mount camera for it. This thing's a lot better.
Oreo says pet me human servant.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Here, is your nose still cold?
Millipoles.
A millipole of flux is the right amount of flux for the job that doesn't run away from the job. It just stays on the job. It doesn't get on the desk. It doesn't get on the tools. It doesn't get on the rest of the board. It just stays on the one chip you're working on, and that's it. Actually, that's 1 pawl of flux.
My desk has flux all over it, which is why the mouse shit on Paul's desk rather than mine.
Yeah, the flux repelled the mouse from his desk. That's great.
He's so cute.
Cybertruck thoughts?
Huh?
The new Tesla? Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Windows seem to be as durable as a MacBook screen.
I don't know if I believe that whole thing that hitting the panel cracked the bottom of the window, so maybe. I don't know.
He bashed the window in.
Do you guys use oscilloscopes? Not often. We have one in the shop, and we do use it from time to time. You don't need it that often.
Chris noticed that the T2 chip wasn't turning on because the clock frequency being put out was present but wrong.
That's where you would use it.
That's like once in 5 years.
Yeah. To check a clock frequency or something. I mean, I think that's what it's good for, exactly, is when you don't know the board and you need to learn the board, that's when you use an oscilloscope. Either that or it's mostly for... Hello, Jono.
I believe the only concerns about a false floor would be support underneath so it would not sag with any spills. Who's spilling stuff on the floor?
They're doing a really nice... It looks like a regular support under it. It looks like if you look at what they're putting down, it looks exactly like if you're in your basement and you look up at your bottom of your floor. It's just not giant trusses. They're only using 2x4s because it's all, tagged down to the original floor. If you're going to crack the window anywhere, it's going to be at the bottom of the panel. Yeah, but they really didn't leave any clearance. Like, I saw him hit the door panel with the sledgehammer, and it compressed and bounced back out. A really good alloy, whatever they're using. did they really not leave any clearance, or is there like sliders holding the window that when they buckled the side of the door, it broke the window in spots? I don't know. I'm sure that was a good learning experience for them, and they're gonna fix it. My problem with them, with that company, with a lot of these startups, what's more infuriating than poo? What? Hi, little kitty. What I have with these startups, like what is it, Rimac, Tesla, really nice cars, well designed and everything, but why does everything have to be designed by you, in-house, and built by you? You're making a car, why can't you put Monroe struts in it? Why do you have to make your own and not give the designs to Monroe to make them or something? Why don't you farm out some of that stuff so then there's replaceability in the marketplace? Why can't okay, you want high performance, why can't you use an SSBC brake or a Brembo brake or something like that? Why do you have to design and build it specifically for you and only for you, and we can't buy replacement parts anywhere? That's what I don't like about any of these companies. Is that, the first company that comes out with a decent car, like a Tesla, with good batteries and good mileage and good performance, but they use Monroe shocks and struts or KYB shocks and struts, and they use, regular off-the-shelf Wagner brake pads and calipers and stuff like that, they will succeed well because you can take it to anybody and get this regular wear items, your steering components and stuff like that, actually use Moog steering components and ball joints and stuff like that. When you do that, you make repairability. You can take it anywhere and get it repaired, and longevity, because it's supported by the entire industry, not just the one manufacturer. When you have it supported by just the one manufacturer, you have this bog down of supply and everything, and then they don't want to support it once it becomes vintage and stuff like that. So I don't like these business models of this stuff. I think Apple started it. I'm not sure. I can't, don't quote me on that. I don't know who really started all of this, but it's weird how you can't get anything for any of these cars, and I don't like it. They don't use the parts because they want to differ from the automobile industry, but they are the automobile industry. I don't know, talk about the Chevy Bolt or the Ford electric SUV. I don't know anything about them. Like, are there no, like, if Chevy's making a new electric car, wouldn't they put it on a platform that they already have parts and supplies to? I mean, what wasn't the first one that they made put on a Neon platform or something? So everything was shared with the Neon. You can buy shocks and struts and steering components because it was the same as the Neon. Can I sign up to a Rossmann and Paul teaches repair course? Yes, you can. Not right now, though. We will be offering courses when we move into the new space because we'll have space for it. Trying to get cars to be as disposable as appliances. I think that is the problem, and I don't like that. Is it possible to check a capacitor for leakage? I believe it is. I don't remember how. Because there's ways to do that, because you have to check that in your in your air conditioner. I saw before. Like a Neon is Chrysler. I forget what the Chevy one was. How much will the courses cost? That's up for debate, I think. I forget what the old courses were. I think it was something like $500-600 per day, and you have to book at least 2 days because 1 day is absolutely useless. You can't learn anything in just 1 day. Why are they putting in 4-inch flooring in Lewis's office? They're putting 4 inches of flooring in the entire store.
Where's screen protectors?
Should be above Chris's desk.
He just pooped and he pooped outside the box.
Of course he did. We need a bigger box. Do you need many Freedom Unit tools on 2010 plus American-made cars? Are they all metric? They're pretty much all metric.
He's sniffing his poop.
And actually, yeah, probably earlier than 2010. Everything is 8mm, 10mm, 14mm, 19mm. There's no more. There's some older stuff like what is it? Steering components are still standard. I don't know. There's some weird things that you actually have to pull out of standard every once in a while. With the raised flooring, what happens to the doors? The doors get cut. It's well below where the hinges are, so you just take the doors off and cut them down. The as you see from Lewis's office, that's a 15-foot tall door, so there's no problem. You're not going to hit your head on that one. The bathrooms, where we're within, if we put 4 inches underneath it, we still have 2 inches before it's out of spec. So we can have the floor raised. But I don't think I want to raise the floor in the bathroom. I think that's going to be too much of a pain in the ass. I think it's going to be an extra cost. As of right now, I think it's not included in the price to raise the bathroom floors and do the plumbing. What happened to the mouse? Oreo did not snack on any mice yet. I think he's just being a deterrent. I don't see him, I haven't seen him with a mouse. So hopefully just him being here is going to deter any mice from getting in here. The mouse that we caught in the trash can, he just got let outside and he went right back into Atomic Wings next door. So he's living a much better life. Oh, I see Mr. Carlson's lab has a capacitor leak YouTube video. You can learn some good stuff from that channel. Cloning software. Carbon copy. That stuff works good. Why are you flooring the entire store? Not for wiring. Wiring is an afterthought for that. It's the entire floor is wavy. From front to back, it's all wavy and uneven, and Lewis wants it to be flat. That business model starts with electric companies. Long ago, special light bulb, like Osram and Philips. I'd love to read an article on that. I'd love to read a wiki or something on that. That would be interesting. I guess, Edison and Tesla, when they were battling, then they came up with specific light bulbs each. Lewis's email box is a disaster, and if it doesn't have anything to do strictly with making more money or something, even if free services, he puts it on the back burner to review later, and usually next time he opens his email box, there's another 200 emails in there. So, how will the move take place? There's not... I don't think we're going to hire a moving company. There's not a lot of stuff here. There's just big things. We need to order some boxes. We need to start packing things away in boxes. And, yeah, I don't think we're going to get a company. I'll probably just rent a U-Haul for a day or two. And we'll drive a U-Haul over there. How many years should a raised floor like that expect to last with all the weight? It's built like a regular floor. Why should it not last? It has joists going across it. It has cross braces in it. It's made of 2x4s. It has points all through the entire thing that contact the original floor. Why would that not work? Why not self-leveling concrete? That's like the 30th time I've answered this question. People need to just rewind. Hoorah. The self-leveling concrete, there's a difference of about 10 inches from the back of the store to the front of the store. If we were to try to pour concrete in there, it would level itself right out onto the street. The main floor is half concrete slab on ground, half engineered marble, half wood. It's a total mismatch mix of things. If you're renting a truck, keep an L away from it. You will have to stay behind it at all times, never in front. If Apple device disappear, what happens to your business? We keep supporting the ones that still exist. We move to something else. We start working on drones, start working on bikes, start working on Dells. Data recovery is still going to be viable for a very long time. Maybe we'll all just start doing data recovery. We'll get a bigger clean room. We'll just turn into a giant data recovery service. Something will change. Whatever we got to do. The business is flexible. The people here are flexible. I can learn to fix anything. I've fixed anything. Maybe we can get into medical equipment, get some certifications for that if they need it. Maybe we can get into industrial controls, PLC controls or something. Talk to Johnson Controls or something like that. Maybe we can start working on that stuff. That stuff's expensive and need it. No, I don't see us ever working on Teslas. Lewis wants to work on Teslas.
Have you finished all the questions yet?
No.
You have to finish all the questions before you can go home.
I have to finish all the questions? Okay, so I have to just ban everybody so that there's no more questions? That would suck. Why is the bathroom no longer ADA compliant if we have a ramp going to it? We can fix sewing machines for the FIT students. You know what? I just bought a brand new sewing machine. It's a embroidery machine, and that thing is pretty damn computer controlled with servo motors and stepper motors and everything like that. I mean, they're not expensive enough to want repaired. The thing was like $300 for crying out loud. So.
Fix Razor, the Mac of Windows.
Oh,
fix
God.
The Razor with no audio ones.
Not a Mac.
Do you work on cars?
I
yes, we work on Teslas.
Used to work
Bring
on
them
cars.
To 141 West 27th Street starting January 1st.
No Teslas. No.
We do same-day estimates on all Tesla repairs.
No.
No fix, no fee.
No. Okay.
Yeah, it's,
Where's your screen capture? Where's screen? Can I
display-
do-
Just be careful that you're not displaying.
Where's Chrome? You don't have no Chrome?
I have Firefox. And
Fine, I'll Firefox
Opera.
it.
Yeah, display capture is this.
Which one?
Yes.
So, this is the authority on car parts.
You can just minimize OBS so that it's visible.
This is the authority on car parts. They may not have everything, but they have listings for everything that exists for car parts. So let's go to Tesla. We're not going to go to one of the newer ones because any newer car is not going to have full industry support yet. So let's go to an older one. Let's go 2013. What do we have available for a Tesla? So we have a couple things available. What, body? Out of stock, upper left front, outer cover brackets, plastic brackets. That's it, plastic brackets. Brake wheel hub. Okay, we got brake pads. We could get brake
Mike, I was
pads.
asking the question that you're answering right now.
Well, yeah, we could get brake pads. Raybestos, Power Stop, Wagner. They make brake pads for the older Teslas. All right. Now this is the interesting thing. Let's see, Power Stop, Bendix. Let's see, info. No, wrong one. Wrong button. It's this one. This is, oh my God, they did something. This is what these brake pads fit. They fit the Tesla S. They fit the Jeep Grand Cherokee. They fit Dodges. They fit Chryslers. They fit Cadillacs. They fit Chevy Camaro. They're actually using off-the-shelf parts. I did not know this. We can get parts. We can fix Teslas. Okay, I'll fix Teslas. You want to do brake jobs on Teslas? I'll do brake jobs on Teslas.
We have a store that's large enough to fit them in. We just got to get rid of that stupid window in the front so that you can back them in. Is that place wide enough to be used as a garage if we demolish the storefront?
Yes, it is.
Let's demolish the storefront. Keep the gate.
Okay, so there's no centric. They have a part number, but they don't have any calibers. They're only for Teslas.
You have windshield wipers.
Yeah, we get windshield
Wait,
wipers.
drivetrain. Look, what's in drivetrain?
Oh, CV joints, good.
You can get a half
You
shaft.
can get CV joints.
I always wanted to get a half
Only
shaft.
for the Tesla. Wow. Really? They actually started manufacturing. There's starting to be industry support for Teslas. This is awesome. I have not checked this in a while. This is great. That I could get half shafts.
Joe Smith says you can order straight stuff from Tesla.
Will they actually sell to anybody?
Megamech says the floor can't hold the car up. Bullshit. One way to find out, right?
Just drive a car in.
I mean, what is a car? 2,000 pounds? So if we have 13 to 17 people working there, that's going to be 2,000 pounds.
So okay, we can get the basics. They have the brake hoses.
Just use concrete
Only.
leveler and mop the existing floor. Boom.
And all the concrete will slump right out the front door onto the
This
ground.
is starting to become a Dunning-Kruger thing. That shows up every 5 seconds, and you've answered it about 10 times in the stream.
At least.
Yeah. Electrified.
Oh,
Garage,
wow.
Rossmann edition.
SKF is making their wheel bearings, and it's only for Tesla. Model X, Model S. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm happy with this. I'm really glad that the industry is catching up to this. This is really good.
We're going to start doing Tesla repair in the new place. I'm going to ask if I can change the CO to become a garage. Teslas are 5,000 pounds, someone said. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wow. The brake pads for the Model 3 are shared with the Viper, the Ferrari F40, the F50.
Aston Martin.
Wow. I like that they did that. They used an off-the-shelf part.
Self-leveling concrete, asked Bino. Can you answer that question for the 90,000th time?
Self-leveling concrete? If we try to pour self-leveling concrete in the store, it will slump from the back of the store all the way out the front door. There's a difference of about 6 to 8 inches, 8 to 10 inches, I think it is, from the very back of the store to the front of the store. So the back of the store is way higher than street level. The front of the store is at street level. So if we pour concrete in there, it will all run right out the door. Sorry, Paul, you are wrong on the concrete. Why am I wrong on the concrete? Self-leveling concrete self-levels. It's runny. It will slump to the front. You can't skim coat something and then expect it to hold up at all on a flexible floor too. Part of it's wood. What are you going to do with concrete? Self-leveling concrete with a wood frame to stop it from pouring out the door. Now you have a 10-inch step that you have to step up into. And you're putting... The back of the store is a slab. So the slab has shifted to the right. So that's what's wrong with that, and that just needs to be leveled. But then you get into wood floor with a basement underneath it. And to make it level, even if you put a wall and make a step up and everything, you're going to have about 6 to 8 inches of concrete on the floor. How much weight is 6 to 8 inches of concrete on a floor? And then we put our equipment on the floor. I would not trust that floor. I would not trust that wood that's underneath there that's probably 100 years old.
No, the estimate's true. It's only $50.
That site for the car parts was rockauto.com. The place is amazing. How do you think they use self-leveling concrete on high-rises? By your logic, it would pour over the sides. It would pour over the sides if they didn't put a plywood barrier around it. Are you serious? They make a pan
Yeah, so it's up to you which one.
with corrugated steel on the bottom and plywood all around the edges. And they fill it with concrete until it's up to the top of the pan, and then it levels itself out and everything. We are in a store that is leaning towards the front. If we pour concrete in here, we would have to put something here to hold it back, because it's just going to slump right out the front door onto the street. If we put something here, by the time you get up to the front of the store where the basement is underneath and there's a wood floor there, you're going to have 6 to 8 inches of concrete on top of a wood floor with old trusses underneath it.
What is your morning skincare routine?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you're a man. Remove the
I don't even have a hair care routine. I might run a comb through this.
Remove the 100-year-old floor and install new plywood as a subfloor.
Please ignore further concrete comments. Consider doing radio repair again. I just did that for myself, and I found some of the stuff in these new radios. I had some Motorola talkabouts that I used for skiing that weren't working right. One of them was sliding off frequency. And first off, my aging oscilloscope can't capture the frequencies anymore for this family radio service, GPRS radios. And there's not much in there that resembles a radio anymore. It's all digital control.
Can you ask Hi if he contacted Arrow and got us a deal on the RAM chips yet?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Where are you?
The quickest way
Hi.
to make him leave the chat.
Hi. Did you
Wait,
get
you have to
RAM
look at the
chips yet?
camera.
Hi. Did you get RAM chips yet? Are they on the way? Did you contact them? Do we have an account? Well, did you? Well? What about a glass floor? Look down on the basement. The basement's not pretty. New floor made out of MacBook boxes. That's one of the best ideas I've seen. What oscilloscope? I have an old, I think it's a 50 megahertz Kenwood oscilloscope. I need to get something better. Can people pay in donuts to fix their MacBook? Maybe? Depends on what it needs. Maybe? Not often. Not often. We don't barter that often. Is it clay under the building? I have no idea. Just add a ton of weight on the other side and, just witness a self-leveling over the next 2-3 years. That would be fun. A self-leveling glass floor. No, I was not no commando. Just a standard Marine. Your standard issue United States Marine. Corporal. Does my head feel like it's burning now? Not really. The donuts I sent are for Paul and anyone he deems worthy. In no way are the donuts intended for Lewis. It would be immoral to give Lewis a tasty stuffed donut, some of which included ice cream, caramel, and cereal. Yes. I should really go on a diet too, though. But I don't know. In a committed relationship with a wonderful woman, so, just... Bleh. Cubic foot is 150 pounds. That adds up quickly. So cubic foot is 150 pounds, so split that in half because we would only have half a cubic foot per square foot because it's going to be 6 inches. So, 75 pounds per square foot up front. That's a lot.
Remove flooring and fill basement with concrete.
Would it be hard to make an FM radio from a spare radio components?
What are we at?
Minimal signal theory knowledge. FM receiver or FM transmitter? I think FM receiver is kind of difficult. FM transmitters... No. Even FM transmitter is difficult. AM is really easy.
What does Twitch chat say? Anything good?
I have
Twitch
it half
doesn't have
covered.
questions. It just has people going read.
I don't know. People are talking back and forth.
Pour self-leveling molten glass into the star.
That'd be interesting.
Go to Mixer if you don't like viewers. Mixer? I don't understand.
Yes, Coach. That is a good, valid point. Good idea. To have some kind of insulation underneath the floor to deaden the sound of steps on the new wood floor.
Too late though for that.
For your back office, not the rest of the room though.
Hey.
The back office isn't going to have that much noise anyway. It's a small space, but the big one is gonna thrum like a musical instrument.
How are you gonna do that? You're not coming back till Wednesday. Maybe they'd be done by then.
Order some insulation. Say here, this is going in there.
Some Owens Corning 703 or something?
No, just regular fiberglass.
Can you tell him? I'm gonna say the wrong thing to order. Please give Paul a hug, says the stuff.
You can make an FM transmitter from just a Raspberry Pi. Now that's interesting to be able to program a Raspberry Pi to do that. But I find more satisfaction if you get the Velmin electronics kits that it comes with the printed circuit board and blank, and it comes with everything you need to make it, and you actually make it yourself. That's better off than that.
In part of Bergen in Norway, the old buildings are protected. None of the stores can level the floors, so all the crooked floor in the buildings is a tourist attraction now.
That's
so
awesome.
So a shithole is a tourist attraction. Sounds like Manhattan.
That's awesome.
Can you tell ask contractor if like we can order insulation and put it under the floor? If they're not doing it?
Yeah, you have his you have his cell phone, not his email address. Okay. Isn't a concrete floor cheaper? Probably. Don't know. Don't care.
Why did you do demo at the new store? We all know we love to break stuff. Huh?
What is going to go on the wood finishing? Just hardwood slats. We're just going to get some nice hardwood, pre-finished hardwood slats to put on there. Make money, just balance drones, fine-tuning. I'm actually learning how to do that. I'm learning how to use beta FPV because I just got the Tiny Hawk. So I'm actually learning how to work on or run a real drone.
Are you going to make the front reception desk yourself?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Budget for front desk is... I think in the current budget sheet, it says IKEA folding table.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's actually the budget that I'm 50K short of at the moment. So I don't think we actually have a budget for IKEA folding table. We're going to have standing desks. No, stand. We're going to have Kevin stand like this. And then Hannah will diagnose the machine on his back and like open it.
So this is going to be the reception desk.
Hey, that's my desk.
There you go. Concrete floor would be more expensive when it falls through to the basement.
All this talk of floor, wonder who will be in charge of keeping it clean. Oreo.
Yeah, right.
Oreo will clean it with his poop.
I am the only one that mops the floor in here, so I assume I'm going to be the only one that mops the floor over there.
Lewis called the underlayment hardwood. Incorrect. I was referring to what was going to be going on top of it. Pedantic douchebag said I was referring to the 2x4s as hardwood. But that is the nature of YouTube comments.
They want my office to have a floor made of iPads.
I agree, actually. And the thing is, I think we have enough of them in the UA section of the basement that we wouldn't have to pay for a floor if we do that. What will go in the basement?
Storage. Just storage. Maybe the Zalmo.
Why not do the traditional slumlord thing of covering the floor in 1970s carpet? That's what they did at the 30th Street location.
We'll use some LED architectural lighting. I was looking at some nice lighting. I've seen some really beautiful things out there, but it's just too expensive.
What's the ISP speed? It's gigabit files.
Yeah. The architectural lighting, it's some beautiful stuff. The square fixtures, and I saw this octagonal, like, connected fixtures on a whole matrix on the ceiling. I would love to do that, but they're just too damn expensive. If anything, I'd like to just make it myself. That would be fun. I need to make some kind of drone course on the ceiling, though.
JP says I will donate to the Paul iPad Prison.
It's the Paul iPad Castle, thank you.
When they're missing PM Sleep S4L, you'll know what it really is. What about a stair between the store and the shop, leveling the floor in the store and shop individually? Huh.
Basically, that's what we're doing anyway.
Is Penn Station the closest mass transport? I think the one train at 28th Street on 7th Avenue and 28th is the closest transport, 1 block away.
Yeah, the one train is the absolute closest. There's an exit for the one right in front of our store, practically. But yeah, Penn Station is the biggest mass hub, and it's right there.
This is your chance to build a bridge with Apple and make your something like a genius bar.
Why would we make it look like a genius bar? That would put Apple up in arms about trying to make it look like we're actually
Level the
them.
street to the basement and get rid of the floor. That sounds like terrorism. The only way to level the street to be level with the basement would be terrorism.
I hear butterfly keyboards are all the rage. According to Apple, they are. But no, now the Magic keyboard is all the rage.
Just get self-slanting concrete.
Self-slanting concrete. That sounds great. Concrete that defies physics, defies gravity. That'd be awesome.
I think it's time to end.
Yeah, my voice is giving out. I still have a fucking cold.
Let's see. Did you read all the questions?
No. I don't know. Lewis always streams me when I'm raging. That's why I seem like I need a hug. He wants me to rage stream. He doesn't want a happy Paul stream.
Of course I want a happy Paul.
No, you don't. You want me to You want me to stream when I have missing PM sleep S4L. That's what you want.
Maybe.
You get to do air no backlights on stream. I get to do PM sleep
I had to do
S4L.
820
Rage!
No green light. And VTT voltage 0.3 volts short, but not actually.
Someone should answer the door about 15 minutes. Yes!
Paul's gonna have donuts. Thank you, JP. JP's in. We still have to burn his door. His door is in the basement.
That's gonna be a thing. We're probably I don't know. Probably in the
here's what I'm
summer.
thinking. Since Hub NYC seems intent on burning this building down, maybe we should just torch the door in here,
No.
filled with flammable. Just finish the job for them.
No.
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 Why?
No.
And L says bye, Paul.
Oh yeah, thanks for. I did see your comment. Thanks for the gift. Where was it?
All right. We're done for today. Thank you very much. Foot pedal?
But there's more questions.
There's no more questions.
There's more questions.
No, there's not. Where is the more question?
Is this no?
None of those are questions.
Store flooring. They want to know why we're not using concrete.
Where?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Punch the screen if you see concrete again.
No, that's a nice monitor. I like that monitor.
I like when Paul blows up after Lewis fixes a board after replacing a resistor.
I never get them anymore. There's too many technicians in here that I don't see the easy shit no more. If it's up to me, like if it's through my vision, I think our business is failing because the stuff that I get is just trashed beyond belief, and I only fix like 1 out of 4 every single day. So I feel like, oh my God, we're not going to survive, we're not going to sustain this, but that's because we have 3-4 other technicians that are fixing everything else that I used to fix that was like, I would have a week where I have 30 machines fixed every single day, but no, now I have like, 30 machines that are no fixes in a week, and like, oh my God, what the hell? So, yeah.
Why no concrete?
This video is brought to you by our sponsors at store.rossmanngroup.com. Thank you for supporting our sponsors that help keep us in business. On store.rossmanngroup.com, you can find chips, supplies, ultrasonics, flux, soldering stations, and more. With 4.9 stars on Shopper Approved, same-day shipping from New York City, and free continental shipping over $30, you can't lose. We even offer free support, unless you're a Please Bro, live chat, and are adding new products every day. If you buy today, we'll throw in a special offer that your order will actually go through properly. What are you waiting for? Go to store.rossmanngroup.com to get yourself some authentic Amtech flux. Don't delay. Buy today.